Welcome to my channel. You're watching KayNVy Monsters. In today's video, we are going to be covering my perspective on the month of December's tournament for the Vital Bracelet Arena Discord. And the team I'm going to be using in this tournament is going to be the Alphamon Orichin mode with the UR ability that buffs its AP by 30% with an excellent on the minigame. And I'm also going to be using Examon in the background with the UR ability just to buff the HP of both monsters. Just trying to go for survivability here and use Alphamon to sweep the opponent's team. So that's the team I've been using, and for the bracket for this tournament, unfortunately there weren't a lot of people that signed up for the month of December. I'm assuming because of all the holidays that are going on. But as you can see, my first opponent in the tournament is going to be Grace, and they're using Magnamon and Valkyriemon. And it looks like Tofu Fishy is going to be going up against Joan Man. Tofu is going to be using Apollomon with Dynamon. It's a pretty cool team lineup, to be honest. Joan Man's going to be using the Big Ukomon and the Armageddonmon from the new BEM that just came out, the O2 series. And the other team that's going to be going up against each other is going to be Whitebird 527, going to be using Examon with the Fenrir against Blade. Blade's going to be using the Mirage Galgamon Burst mode, and I believe that's Malomyotismon. And so let's go ahead and get to the first matchup. So my first opponent, Grace. I'm not exactly too sure who to lead with here. I think I decided to go with Alphamon Orichin mode, just because I kind of trust Alphamon to just do as much damage in the early game as I possibly can, and finish off the rest of the game with Examon. My opponent does get to go first, and it looks like Magnamon's going to go ahead and do some damage here on Alphamon. They do have the advantage there because of the chip damage. Anytime you go first, it's always good, but you're also left with the disadvantage of your opponent getting too much damage on their Vanguard Digimon, which means that they do have a better chance at getting their W attack at a higher level early on in the game. As you can see, with the plus 30%, my Alphamon was able to get a 77% AP boost on that attack. And my opponent decides to W attack on the second turn here. I think that's good for me. As you can tell, my W attack is at level 3, and so I just decided to use the W attack right back at him, hopefully to take out this Magnamon. And Magnamon goes down, so now all that's left is to take care of the Valkyriemon. I was a little bit surprised in this matchup here. Valkyriemon can take some hits for sure. Definitely considering using Valkyriemon in some future teams that I build. It took me a while to take this down, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I did 210 damage there. That's about a 5th health. And Valkyriemon is just burning my Alphamon down. Got one more hit here. I'm just going to go ahead and let Alphamon die. You are awarded more points the more Digimon that survive in the battle. And so the score system usually goes... Well, if your Digimon survives in the battle, then your opponent doesn't get any points. So basically you get points based off of how many Digimon you delete. So it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Person with the most points takes the win. And so now all that's left is to use Examon to burn the Valkyrie down. I have been getting better at the bubbles lately too. Usually hitting anywhere from 30 to 40. It's kind of a wide gap, but sometimes I'll hit 40, sometimes I'll hit 30, sometimes I'll just hit 16 by accident. 1180 damage from the Valkyriemon and the Examon. And I kind of chose to go with Examon in this tournament because Examon just alone, its stats alone are pretty good. It's a beefy monster, it has a decent amount of attack power, and obviously the UR ability that buffs the health gives me just a little bit more of an advantage. I think if I didn't have that health boost, I'd be in trouble, but as you can see, the Valkyriemon is almost dead here, so I could have possibly saved my W attack as well in the beginning, but I kind of just wanted to get rid of the Magnamon as soon as possible, and you know, it'd make the battle go a lot smoother if I probably saved it. But if you can get a KO on one of the monsters in early game, I think it's smarter to do so, because then the opponent just has one monster to work with, and you know, if you have one monster and your opponent has two, pretty much you're at a huge disadvantage. It's very hard to come back from that. I have seen it in the past. I've done it myself against people in some random battles, but it doesn't always work out. Valkyriemon goes down, and I get the win on the first battle here. And so looking at the bracket again, looks like Joan Man won the battle against Tofu Fishy, and Whitebird won the battle against Blade. We're not doing a losers bracket this time around. Again, month of December, everybody's pretty busy right now, so we were lucky to even get 6 people to join the tournament this month. Looks like it's going to be a 3-way battle between Joan, Whitebird, and myself, and we'll go ahead and get right into the first battle. The first battle is going to be against Joan Man, and I wasn't too sure how to approach this battle here. I didn't want Alphamon to take a lot of damage in the beginning of the game, and so I believe I decided to lead with Examon first here. And my opponent decides to lead with Armageddon first. I do get to go first on this turn here, so again, I get the chip damage, but my opponent has the advantage in getting a W attack early on. And Armageddon has some incredible defense because I hardly did any damage to it, and as you could tell, Armageddon did more damage to my Examon on their turn that they attacked, but I'm the one with, you know, plus 20% HP, and so this is going to be a bit of a tough one. My plan here is to just keep attacking. I know at some point my opponent is going to W attack. I don't want to block with the Alphamon in the back because I kind of want to save it for the end. And so I'm just going to do a normal attack again. If my opponent decides to W... Ooh, I got a really bad combo on that one. If my opponent decides to W attack on this next turn here, which I doubt they will, but Examon will not die. Yeah, it looks like they do a normal attack. I also missed a perfect block on that. And so I've got a level 3 W attack, so I'm going to go ahead and decide to use it on the Armageddon. I'm assuming because of its high defense, it's not going to die. No, not even close. And so I kind of put myself in a weird position here. My opponent has a really strong W attack coming. They obviously know to save it, and so they're going to do a normal attack here, just try to burn down my Examon. At this point, I just need to figure out when they are going to use the W attack. That way, if Examon is almost dead, you know, I might block in the back a couple times with Alphamon just to kind of bait them into using the W attack. If they think I'm going to block with Alphamon, then they definitely are going to want to use that W, so I can survive another hit here. I'm trying to get my opponent to use the W attack, which it does work. If I blocked in the back there, I would have been in really serious trouble. And so now at this point, I'm going to be finishing out the battle with Alphamon Oregon mode. And let's see what Alphamon can do. So my opponent decides to let Armageddon go, which is totally fine. I probably would have done the same thing. And now it's just Alphamon Oregon mode against Big Ukomon. And that is a crazy sprite. Oh my goodness. So Big Ukomon does have the advantage here. They did get the first attack on this 1-to-1. It really comes down to who can do the most damage and get perfect blocks at the end of the day. I do have a 30% increase to my AP, so that's going to help me out a lot. And yeah, it looks like I'm doing way more damage to the Big Ukomon. So yeah, I'm just going to keep burning it down, and I think the only way I lose this battle here is if I get a really bad block. So it is looking a little bit scary. I'm about half health right now. But again, Big Ukomon did go first, and so I am going to be at lower health at the start of every turn. Alright, looks like I've got 2 more hits on the Big Ukomon. Alright, this is pretty much in the bag. I just need to take one more hit from the Big Ukomon and then finish it off. If it gets guts or anything like that, I think I should be fine. Alright, and there's the guts from the Big Ukomon. If I was at any lower health right now, I think I'd be in some serious trouble. Yeah, look at that. About like 10 HP. I'm not even sure. Yep, so I just gotta do one more attack and I got this win. And that's the match. I got this one. It's very fortunate to get this one. I think I made the right decisions. But anyways, let's get on to the next battle. And the next battle is going to be the hardest one of the entire tournament. Wiper and I, we always go back and forth in tournaments, and so I decided to lead with Alphamon Oregon mode here. I'm not too sure why. I probably should have saved it. So my opponent did start off with Examon. I am at a disadvantage here, but I decided not to switch because on the very next turn my opponent would just switch into the monster in reserve, which would still leave me at a disadvantage with Examon out. So I decided to just go with it, just do some chip damage. I'm thinking maybe because of the disadvantage I can get a good W. But it is going to be a little tricky here. Yeah, Examon is doing some major damage for sure. I think during this match I was a little bit nervous because I know I'm going up against a really good player, and for some reason whenever I fight someone I know does really well, and you know, bubbles, defense, decision making, I always, for some reason, my hands get really sweaty and I just start freaking out. And then sometimes I just start doing poorly on the bubbles. Well, at least I got more than 30 here. Oh, I almost had 40 on that one. Okay, so here, I believe I decided to block in the back because I expected a W attack coming in, which in retrospect was a bad decision. I should have trusted my Alphamon to survive a W. It looks like they're at a level 3, or even if it died. And then I decided to W right after that, which was super odd. I just felt like if this person W's on the next attack, then I'm losing one of my monsters, and so I might as well just get my W out now. They decided to do another normal attack. I block with Examon in the back, and now I'm in a really cruddy position here because my opponent has pretty much a lethal W on both of my monsters at the moment. And so I think that was a bad mistake. I should have expected a normal attack again on Alphamon. At least that would have gave me, you know, a little bit more. Wow, they decided to block. That is a full power W attack coming my way. Again, I just decided to use Examon to block in the back. I'm just gonna trust Alphamon to do a big amount of damage. If my opponent blocks in the back, it is a little bit worse for them. I think they're just going to let Examon go on this turn because it is the smarter thing to do. If I keep hitting their monster in the back, there's no way. Oh, it looks like they do decide to block in the back with Fenrir-Lugumon. Goodness gracious. Yeah, okay, this Examon is burning me down. So, you know, maybe not the smartest thing to let Examon go. I mean, this Examon is just burning me down like crazy. And it has been from the start. Yeah, Fenrir-Lugumon can take 2 more hits of Alpha. Even with the type advantage, it's not doing nearly as much damage. I would need to take Fenrir-Lugumon out in 3 hits, and then I'd get at least 1 hit on Exa, which could secure me the game, but as you can tell here, I've got 1 more hit left on my HP, and it's game over for me. Actually, 3 hits wouldn't even make a difference. So they did a baby attack and finish off my Alphamon. I lose the final round. I don't have the final picture for the bracket here, but basically Whitebird beat me and Whitebird beat Joan Man. And so Whitebird gets the first place in this tournament. I got second, Joe Man got third. GG to all my opponents. This was a fun tournament. I wish there was a lot more players, to be honest. And I think it'd be more interesting if there was more players to battle with. But definitely it was still a good tournament. I appreciate all my opponents. You guys are great. And yeah, stay tuned for more content. I will be posting tournaments monthly, or at least my perspective. If I can find a way to get other footage from other players, and maybe I'll start uploading those with the tournaments as well. But yeah, please stay tuned if you like this stuff. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, click the notifications if you're into this. I'm really hoping that people start to come to the Vital Bracelet Arena Discord and just fill up the place, because we definitely need more players to play with. And yeah, that's my video, guys. Hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.